Hey guys, Lise here. Welcome to another Human Design for Business Q&A session. And today's question is coming in from a manifesting generator who has a question around when do you know when to respond or not to your analytical data? And so the question just kind of reads, basically, she made an audiobook from her book. She sent out a blast for about 2.5 weeks all over social media, on email, talked about it in her community, and she only had one person purchase. Now, I actually reached out for a little bit more detail about this because I wanted to clarify a few things, and I'm going to tell you what those were because they're also the questions that you'll need to be asking yourself. So, the question is, how long do we wait on our marketing campaigns as manifesting generators before we have enough data to decide whether or not we need to say yes or no to that initiative anymore? And basically, the crux of this question is around when do you continue to put effort into something that isn't bringing you the results that you were expecting? And so, before we can really answer that question, there are a couple of checkpoints or gut checkpoints that you yourself need to do if you're in a similar position or you have this kind of question. The first question is, did you inform your audience before you started talking about this thing? Now, I checked in with this person and she confirmed that this had actually been something that she'd been talking about for about 2 years. And in fact, her audience had actually asked her for the audiobook version. So she felt like she had done the informing piece quite well, and that she was also responding, which would be the next question. Are you responding to something external? So, when it comes to marketing for manifesting generators, we can literally do whatever we want as long as we are responding. And before we go ahead and just do the thing, we need to make sure that we inform. And this is why, even though I have flash sales and stuff like that, I always inform my audience ahead of time. Basically, no surprises, right? Your audience doesn't want surprises. And the reason for that is we move really quickly as manifesting generators. And that informing piece is kind of another chink in the line, basically, right? If you can imagine chain links, this is just another link in your chain that confirms that you're meant to be doing that thing. Now, if you send out, an email or you post something on social media and you're announcing that something is coming, or you've got a link for people to join a wait list or an interest list or literally anything like that, and you get crickets, that typically means that your audience just aren't either interested in the thing or they're not ready, which means that you don't want to move forward with that thing. It also gives us an opportunity to make sure that we are still energetically behind the thing that we're actually informing about. So that's why we always want to inform literally everything, right? Share all the things, don't hold back. Then, once you do kind of have that buy in, so for example, for this particular person, not only did she inform, but she also had people asking for the audiobook. Always a clear indication that this is the thing that you want to do. However, here's the thing about this. This took 2 years to come to life. I don't know, because I haven't had that follow-up question, how long ago people were asking for the audiobook. And so if people were asking for the audiobook not long after the original book was published, that was the time for the audiobook to go live. Now, because so much time has passed, yes, that's still, part of it. I still probably would have done a little bit of just teasing and letting people know, hey, I'm working on this. If you want it, here are some ways that you can get it. I probably would have done a bit of a promotion around, the first 50 people can get it for free, because depending on what you're using, what platform, with Amazon, you can give away coupon codes. And if you're using something like Findaway Voices, they give you 100 coupon codes as well. So I would have done probably a little bit more of a targeted launch for an audiobook rather than just kind of announcing it and then talking about it for 2.5 weeks. But everyone is different. So once you kind of go through the process of, yes, I've informed, yes, I've got a response from informing, and I'm also responding to something in order to bring this thing to life or in order to market the way that I want to market, then we can look at our data. So basically, my rule of thumb is, and this applies to anyone, doesn't matter whether you're a manifesting generator or not, it's kind of just a rule of thumb. Once 100 people have viewed, clicked, whatever it is, right? Depending on what your result is that you're looking to get. Once you've reached kind of that 100 views, clicks, that type of thing, sales, that's when I would review data and make some decisions. So I don't know how many people viewed, and this person doesn't either. So it's a little bit hard to make some real hard decisions without actual data, but you can make some assumptions. And so this is why if I'm ever sharing a link in an email, at least I know I can go into my Kit account and see how many people have clicked on a link. Now that link, that number isn't always 100% accurate because people can click on a link multiple times. And so this is why I would use something like a URL shortener so that I can track it, right? So I've got some data. So for me, I use Pretty Links because I'm using a WordPress, a self-hosted WordPress site, but you could use TinyURL or you could use Bitly. And then this will also tell you how many people clicked the link. And this gives you data as a starting point. So 100 is a good number, like it's a good survey size, right? It's a sample size, whatever you want to call it. So once 100 people have viewed, clicked, bought, whatever it is that you're trying to optimize for or make a decision around, then you can make a decision. So for example, for this particular thing, if you're wanting to understand, or if this many people viewed it and one person bought, what is the conversion rate on that? So for example, if only 30 people checked this out and one person bought, that's actually going to be a really good conversion rate. All you need is to know that 1 in 30 people are more than likely going to buy. But the more people that view it, the more that is going to skew, which is why you always want that 100 sample data, which is why I don't make decisions unless 100 people have gone through something. So right now I'm looking at an email sequence that I'm running. I've only had 69 people actually complete the full 6 weeks. So I can't make any decisions right now. The initial data, though, is telling me that my open rates are amazing and my click rates are phenomenal, but no buys. Now, I can make some early assumptions, but I'm not going to do that because I don't have enough sample size to make that kind of decision. So all of this to say, when you are making a decision around whether something is worthwhile continuing, investing in, all of those things, you need a really good sample data before you can make decisions. And then you just need to make sure that you're tracking all the things. And then you interpret that data through your unique lens. And that is going to be typically your profile numbers. But bottom line, you're following your strategy and authority. You're responding. What does the data tell you? How do you respond to that? And you're the only person that is going to know what that looks like. So hopefully this was helpful. Bottom line, you need to always follow strategy and authority first for any marketing initiatives that you're doing anyway. And if you haven't done that and you're not getting the result that you want, go back and do the strategy and authority piece. Now, if you've done all of those things, then you need to ask yourself the question, do I have enough of a sample data to make some decisions? And then go and check your actual analytics. So Google Analytics or wherever your analytics is being stored for this thing. And if you have a question that you want answered, don't hesitate to go ahead and click the link below, go and leave your message, and I will come back to you in an upcoming Q&A session, and I'll chat to you there.